When the world is particularly heavy, I turn to cooking as a means of escape. While the news is incredibly sad right now, I want to take a break to offer you a small slice of calm and escape from what's happening while we collect ourselves, we prepare our mental health for collective action to help and support those who are most affected. So today we are doing a meal prep. I am trying out lots of different recipes by other YouTubers. The first one we're doing is vegan feta by Pickup Limes. And this video is all about experimenting. I've been trying to learn how to cook over the past year, and if you've been following my journey, hopefully you will be excited that I'm actually trying new things, trying to make my recipes more interesting, learn from others, and showcase to you some of the best that I have found. This vegan feta was incredibly easy. If you know me, you know that I hate vegan cheese and I hate all the store-bought ones, so to find one I could make myself was pretty exciting. I'm also a huge fan of fresh herbs, so to use fresh dill in this recipe instead of dried made a huge difference. This recipe was really easy. I will leave it down below if you would like to check it out yourself. For me, meal prep just wouldn't be meal prep without some kind of hummus. And as I'm trying to lower my waste, I'm trying to lower the amount of food that is wasted when I am making these kind of recipes. So I now use the chickpea juice, the aquafaba from the can in my chickpeas, in my hummus, I also use all the stalks for any herbs that I use because they also have the most flavour. And I just try and look for more creative and inventive ways to use food that's in my cupboard and use food that's in my fridge. As I said before, cooking is definitely a means of funneling my emotion into something productive. And when I say productive, I don't mean in that kind of toxic productive way. I mean a way that helps me to work through those emotions and to be helpful. The worst thing I think is to get bogged down by the news that's happening around the world but not be able to find a way to help and bury our heads in the sand, because that helps no one. After the hummus, we're just making some really simple and easy roasted vegetables that are in season right now, and just trying to get more veggies into our diet. If we take care of ourselves, if we rest, if we eat well, then we're much more equipped to be part of our, a community and be able to help, because when we don't take care of ourselves, then it's much harder to help other people and to add to the collective of what's happening. There have just been so many painful things in the news recently, and I've done everything that I can. I've tried to donate, I've tried to share, I've tried to raise awareness, and I've tried to connect with people who follow me around the world and where they're living and how things are affecting them, and just hearing their stories and giving them some place to talk, some place to share, I hope is in some way a small help. As I said, cooking is a really therapeutic way for me to think about what I am processing and think about the actions that I can take, especially when I'm doing simple recipes. Like this one here is another Pickup Limes recipe where it's just a potato and lentil patty with some curry powder. And these are really simple, easy, affordable things that we can nourish our bodies with, that we can prepare quickly and simply and easily, so that we are ready, so that we do have time to help others if we can. This next recipe is by Rainbow Plant Life. I think it's one of her recipes that she said is the best vegan recipe to share with anyone who's a vegan skeptic. And I want to say I wholeheartedly agree. This is the third time that I've made this, and you'll see that as I'm making it, we skip a few steps later on because my family came round and they were just desperate to eat it. And so, yeah, the steps I missed a bit later of showing you are just adding the coconut oil and some nut butter, and that's what makes it so unbelievably luxurious. I think what we don't do enough of on this platform really is celebrating other creators. I'm completely upfront about the fact that I am not the best cook at all, and I'm trying really hard to learn. I think it's a beautiful process and a beautiful journey, and one of the parts of that journey is learning from other people who know so much more than I do. I also think it's really important to, support creators like Sadia from Pick Up Limes. Her parents are from Afghanistan, and I can only imagine how difficult this is for her and her family right now. So by supporting creators in a small way, supporting people in the ways that we can is just, I think, really important. These potato patties were just unbelievably easy. There were about 4 or 5 ingredients, and once you sort of mash the potato and the lentils up, you just put them in the oven. What I should have done is made triple the amount. How much do you want, Dad? Alright, well, this is how much you're getting. I put half of this in a pot to have for the next day, because I had a Zoom call and I just completely forgot about them. So we're coming to you from the next day here, and I was already giving my family some more of this curry to have for lunch because they loved it so much. So already we have lots of different things that we can put together for meals. We've got roasted vegetables, we've got a curry, we've got potato patties, we've got hummus, we've got vegan feta. For me, food prep is better than meal prep because being able to put stuff together is much more interesting, and then I get much less bored. I think when I have the same meal every single day, I find it incredibly boring. Although having said that, I am the kind of person that will eat oatmeal every single day. It just really depends on what mood you're in, but having different things gives your brain that novelty and gives your brain that feeling that we are actually eating something new and different. And also, I've been listening to this book recently called Permission to Feel, and I think that it's a really important book for any of us who aren't, I don't know what you'd say, emotionally as intelligent as we could be, because this is something that we learn when we grow up, sort of how to feel, how to name the feelings that we are feeling, because if we can't name them, then how can we process them? And it's been really important for me, particularly recently, in understanding how I'm feeling, why one day I feel completely unmotivated, why one day I feel really sad, one day I feel really energized and excited and can offer a lot to the world. And it's really important to be able to understand our emotions and how to work through them and talk about them. And that's actually something I've been doing a lot with my nephew. When he is acting out a little bit, I'll say, "How are you feeling today? Are you feeling a bit sad or frustrated or angry?" And helping people just to name their emotions has been, it's been really good for me. So if you are interested in looking for a book that you would like to learn about emotions and emotional intelligence, then I would highly recommend Permission to Feel. Here I'm making some, I am making overnight oats. And I haven't made overnight oats in a long time, but I have been neglecting my breakfast a little bit because I've had so much work on, and that's not what we want. So I've decided to give overnight oats another go. Usually I'm not the biggest fan of them. I like a hot breakfast. However, while the weather is still warm, I thought I would give them a go. And these are Pick Up Limes' blueberry muffin overnight oats. Again, I will leave the link below. And you might be thinking, why do you use so many creators' recipes that aren't your own? And it's because, one, I want to show you how great these recipes are from other creators, how wonderful the time they take to create these recipes for us is. But also because isn't this the best way to get inspired ourselves and to learn ourselves, is to look at other people, see how they do it, see the ratios, and hopefully learn and create them ourselves. The last thing I'm making in this sort of meal prep, food prep for the week are some muffins. And I don't usually make muffins because I find that they can be quite dry, But do you know what? It's a heavy week, and sometimes we just need something sweet and delicious that we can have as a, side with our coffee or a pick-me-up when we're just getting through a lot of work. So I am making some fig and walnut muffins. They've got quite a bit of cocoa in them and quite a bit of chocolate chips. So to be honest, they're kind of chocolatey. In fact, very chocolatey, but they're also a bit spiced. When we're making things like this, it's really important to find fair trade sugar and fair trade chocolate, because we don't want to be adding to the unethical practices that are so apparent in chocolate and sugar. So I'm really careful about where I get those things from. This video is a bit of a weird one, I think. I'm kind of showing you food, I'm kind of talking to you about the woes of the world, but I'm hoping that it brought you some form of peace and some form of calm in this heavy, heavy, heavy time. And if you want to share your experience in the comments, please do, because I think one of the things that also I've learned from this book, Permission to Feel, is that in society, we so often learn to just say, I'm fine, I'm okay, things are fine, but really what's going on beneath that is so much more, and we just think it's inappropriate to say to someone, actually I feel a whole bag of things. This morning I felt happy and energized, and then for no reason at all I suddenly felt down, and the whole world was closing in on me, and I felt anxious, and I just wanted a big hug, and I just wanted to cry. Sometimes we feel awkward saying those things to people because we don't know how they're going to react. But if you want to tell us in the comments how you're really feeling behind the I'm fine, behind the I'm okay, I'd just love to hear it, because right now I don't feel great. I don't feel like I have much to add or much to say, but then at the same time I also feel pretty motivated and excited to get more involved with my local community and local climate action, especially around COP26 this year. So if you're feeling unmotivated, if you're feeling down, know that you have a space here, that you can talk to us, that you can listen and share whatever you want. Nobody's going to judge you, and if they do, I'll kick them out, because that's not what we're here for. This is an inclusive space for everyone. Anyway, have a wonderful day, and I look forward to hearing whether you have any meal prep ideas yourself and whether you do some as well. Thank you for watching.